Hello and welcome to day 24 of the Emergent series. By the end of this video, you will know how do you get development build for the mobile app that you have built on Emergent. So let's get started. So Talk Hunter is the one which we built. Okay, our team has forked it multiple times for testing purpose. But one of the things that we'll have to do is check with the agent what's the size of icon.png and adaptive icon.png. It should be a perfect square of 512 cross 512. Okay, let's send this particular prompt to the agent. If we don't have it as a perfect square, then we may get issues when we are building the development build. So you can see here it says before it was 512 cross 513. Okay, now it is 512 cross 512. Okay, this means that the app is ready for us to get the dev built, and for that we can close this up. So here we have code, click on that, and we have got the link and the password, right? I'll copy the password, I'll click on open in browser. This will open it in VS Code web version. Okay, so it says starting IDE, initializing your development environment. So it takes about 10 to 15 seconds. Let's wait. So here's where we have to paste the password that we copied. So I'm going to copy this link, or you can also click on open in browser, and we'll have to copy this password, paste it over here, click on submit. For some reason it was not opening on my Google Chrome, so I've used Comet browser. Okay, so once this is done, you can go over here, expand this a bit. Okay, that's where the terminal will come into picture. Now we are on the app. Okay, we need to go to front end. So once we are here, we need to use series of commands to be able to get our final development build. Okay, and the first thing that we have to do is we have to be on the front end folder. Okay, and for that the command is cd space front end. Okay, which basically stands for change directory and to front end. Okay, so we should give the name of the subfolder that we want to enter. Hit enter, and we are in front end right now. So the first command that we have to give after being on the front end folder is npm install -g space EAS -CLI, which means we are installing EAS client globally so that we can use Expo's cloud services to build this. Okay, so let's hit enter. It will take a few seconds, so let's wait for it. -G basically stands for globally. Now the next command that we have to use is this particular one, npx expo --version. Okay, we are basically checking which is the version that we're going to use. Okay, and the latest version is 54.0.20. Okay, the next command that we have to run is npx expo -doctor. Now this will help us understand if there are any issues in the project. Okay, and so let's hit enter, and you can see that it is checking for 17 checks, basically running 17 checks on your project, and we have got 2 checks failed. Okay, all the 17 needs to pass for us to be able to build the final development build, and 2 of them have failed. Okay, so let's understand what are these. So the next command we are going to use is rm space -f package -lock.json. We're basically removing the package lock.json file. Okay, rm stands for remove and -f stands for force, which means do not ask for confirmation, just delete it, right? So let's hit enter, and we are doing this to avoid dependency conflicts. Okay, so that's done. The next command that we have to give is nxp expo install check. The last command that we gave actually checks if Expo compatible dependencies are properly installed or not. Now it says your project may not work correctly until you install the expected version of the packages. Okay, it says fixed dependencies. Okay, and while you are here, just click on Y, which means you are saying yes. So it's running right now. Let's wait for it. Okay, it's come back to the folder. Now we have to delete one more file, or rather folder. Okay, and rm stands for remove and -rf So R stands for recursive and F stands for force. Okay, so we are removing node modules and yarn.lock. So by this command, we are actually doing a clean reset by removing the node modules and yarn.lock file. Now, since we have deleted the yarn, let's reinstall this, right? By using command yarn space install. It'll take a few seconds. For somebody doing this for the first time, it could be overwhelming, like what's happening on the screen. But you don't have to worry. You just have to follow these steps. And if at all you are getting some other issues apart from what we are seeing on the screen, then you could use Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT to understand what needs to be the next command, right? And that should actually help you understand what's going on the screen. And now we'll go ahead and use the doctor to check if everything is fine. All the 17 checks should be done successfully without any errors. We still have one issue. One check failed, indicating possible issues with the project. Okay, let's see what it is and resolve it. So the issue as it shows is install missing required pure dependency with npx expo install React Native worklets, right? So I'll copy this, we'll go here, paste it up and hit enter. And now that it is done, let's go back to our doctor, check if everything is fine. Ideally should be fine. We had only one issue. And there you go, 17 to 17 checks passed, no issues detected. Right? Now finally, let's use npx EAS login, which says, please log in into my account. Okay, so it'll ask us for the email ID and password. So firstly, we have to give email ID or username. So I give the email ID here and hit enter. It's asking for the password. So let me give my password and hit enter. So you can see it says logged in. Let's move on to the next step. So now that we are logged in, let's ask it to build. Okay, so npx EAS build configure. Let's hit enter. And it's asking us EAS project not configured. Existing EAS project found for the name frontend. It has given some ID. Configure this project. Let's say yes. And it's asking whether you want to do it for all, which is iOS and Android, or do you want to do it only for iOS or only for Android. Okay, I'll use the arrow and we'll choose only Android for now, but the same process will can be followed for both of them. Now that we are over here, the next command is npx space EAS space build space hyphen profile space development space hyphen platform Android. Let's hit enter and it'll ask a question. Okay, it says you want to build a development client build for platform Android. However, we detected that you don't have Expo dev client installed for your project. Do you want EAS CLI to install Expo dev client for you? So let's click yes. And it goes on to build that. Done in 3.23 seconds. Okay, resolved development environment for the build. No environment variables with visibility, plain text or sensitive found for the development environment on EAS. Okay, so we are back. Now it's asking us for Android application ID and it says what would you like your Android application ID to be, and it has given us some reference, right? And we're going to go with that option itself. Hit enter. And compressing project files and uploading to EAS build. Compressing project files. So let's wait. So one thing we have to keep in mind is the agent should not go to sleep. So let me wake up the agent. Otherwise the build will stop in between. So I'm waking it up. Now from the phone, I'm going to scan the QR code and this is exactly what I'm going to scan, right? And you can see connecting to the development server it says. So let's wait and see what happens. Okay, now you can see it says error loading app, failed to connect to whatever it is, port 8081 and so on and so forth, right? This can happen. And for that, what we have to do is we have to use another command over here. And before we do that, we have to use Control C over here. Okay, it stopped the service. And here is where we have to put this command, which is npx expo start -- tunnel. Okay, what this does is it allows you to connect with your mobile app, even if your mobile app and laptop or this particular web is not on the same network. Okay, so let's wait. So npx expo start -- tunnel. So let's hit enter, and you can see that it's saying that command error, failed to start tunnel. Okay, and the endpoint http task hunter 3 ngrok.io is already online. Either stop your existing endpoint first or start both endpoints with pooling enabled to load balance them between them. Okay, so I'll just use this one. Okay, we have already run this multiple times, so that's why we are getting it. Let me use this. Now the error that we are seeing here, okay, what does this mean? Let's understand. Expo uses ngrok to create a tunnel so my phone can access the app. In this case, the tunnel name was already in use, so Expo couldn't start a new one. This usually happens when an old Expo tunnel is still running or didn't shut down properly. So ngrok thinks the tunnel already exists. So what are we supposed to do? So what not to do? Polling enabled is not a command by itself, it's just an option. So running it alone will not work, right? So I've shown that over here. You can see here, I've just sent this and it says that's not a command, right? So what are we supposed to do then? And once we are done with this, okay, basically whatever tunnel was already there, we are killing it, okay? And now we will go to the same thing, which is nxp expo start tunnel. Okay, and that's done. Now I'm going to scan this particular QR code from my phone and connecting to the developer. And guys, I have got in. Let me just wait and watch. This is a developer menu. It gives you access and all of that. I'll just close it. And let me show you this, right? Of course, I have recorded this also. Let me continue with Google and continue with Google. I'll click on continue and I'll click on allow. And there you go, guys. I've actually got in the app. I can also create the task from here and all of this. Now, this is an app that is installed on my mobile. And that's how you get your dev build ready with Expo platform. I know there were a lot of steps to be done, but again, there is no code involvement, right? And at any given point of time, if you're stuck, please take the screenshot and put it in ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity, and it should be able to solve it for you. One pro tip, try asking Perplexity or Comet to do it for you. Let's see if it is able to do it. I'm not sure, but maybe. Just give it a try. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.